Greetings, hello, and welcome everyone to All the Units Mod 2024 in Halo Wars 1. It's good to be here with you today. We're going to go over the Covenant All the Units mod. Now, from my understanding for this mod, which I'll put a link to it in the video description if you want to download and install this mod, from my understanding, the Covenant mod is not as extensive as UNSC mod. I did do a UNSC video already covering everything in All the Units mod from earlier this year, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get started with our buildings, then we can kind of check out the units. So we have the Warehouse, Temple, Hall, Factory, Summit. All kind of looks the similar. Oh, I see the Mega Turret. That's wonderful. Let's go ahead and get the Temple going. Then we'll build a couple of warehouses. Over here with the units, the Shadow. If you remember what this is that what it's actually called? That's really cool. I thought it was like the transport wraith, but this is... you saw this in Halo 2 for a brief moment when on the New Mombasa missions you saw it in the tunnels a little bit. I think a few other parts in the Halo 2 campaign. I think you never saw it ever again in all of Halo, which is really hilarious. So there's that. It says it's a troop transport. I'm assuming we can kind of garrison troops in there. We have a couple of regular ghosts, it appears to be.
What now?
And then here's the Prophet of Regret. Now, hitting up actually does not take me to my leader, the Prophet of Regret. It actually takes me to transport. It says call in Pelicans to transport small group of units from one place to another. I wonder if that works. And I wonder if it's Pelicans or if it's
Warehouse complete.
or if it's spirits. I'm not sure. They did add this icon above the hero. I don't think you see that in multiplayer. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think you do.
Local units.
All right, so let's go ahead and see
The journey awaits.
what else do we have here in the temple. So the Prophet of Regret. Look, can you build two of them? Interesting. Maybe you can. The Age of Doubt, the age where we doubt things. We're gonna upgrade our warehouses. Looks like that's all kind of normal. For our turret slots, looks like a normal turret as well. It's looking pretty clear out of the gate that this is some slight differences to kind of what the stock of what the Covenant is. Let's go ahead and send these troops over here. I want to kind of see what damage they do. I also want to see if the second Prophet of Regret. We also have Elite Heavy and Elite Honor Guard over there.
Local units.
Oh, that thing does shoot. Look at that. Looks like some sort of big plasma cannon, actually. Is the Y ability the same as the Prophet of Regret, which I often refer to as the chair? It does look to be the case. That second Prophet might be done here in just a second.
Units.
That troop transport gun is actually pretty cool. Let's see, there's a spirit. Yeah, look at that. We do have a second one. A doppelganger, if you will. Does he have all the same abilities? He does. That's kind of OP. I wonder if those upgrades kind of are applied to both. I'm assuming the answer is yes. You apply the upgrades to both of them. All right, let's go over and continue building the base a little bit. Let's build a hall. Looking here, we have the Elite Honor Guard. I believe it's been a while since I played Halo Wars 1, but I think that is what you get for the Prophet of Regret. Like, that's the unique Covenant unit. We also have the Elite Heavies. They deal heavy damage to vehicles using fuel rod cannons, but have low hit points. So we'll make one of those. Okay, so we just upgraded the base to an outpost. Or maybe not, maybe it's a citadel, I forget actually, that's kind of cringe. But look, we get some new turrets here, so there's some shade turrets actually. Looks like we got 4 of them here, which is really cool. This is on top of the regular turret slots, so we actually have a sniper tower, a garrisonable infantry tower, and a regular turret for the base. Looking here, we can build the Scarab out of the main building. We've built the Elite Heavy and the Elite Honor Guard, which are over here. So the Elite Honor Guard looks to be about as normal as what you would expect. And then the Elite Heavies over here. Some of these models are really cool. You can kind of see the armor of that. What's the chair shooting at? Oh, look at this, Marines. We can kind of get some action here. And now I couldn't find a way to actually get them to garrison in this shadow. So I'm unsure if there's like a power you have to do.
All units.
I can't even actually move to it. What even is that? I can't even move to attack that. It was quite interesting. Oh my goodness, what is this?
All units.
An elephant at the base. Looks like the turrets will actually mop that up nicely. So I need 3 power here to get a mega turret. So let's build a shield generator. Oh, he's going to mac the base. Don't do it.
All units.
He did not do it. Except he's still staring at it. They do that sometimes. Let's build a regular turret. And I'm actually going to upgrade into the Age of Doubt. Okay, so in the meantime, we've done some upgrades. We've expanded the base. And we're now finally at Tech 3. Oh, look at all of this.
All units.
I don't have any other new abilities. But we'll send all the units here to kind of get in a little engagement. I'm trying to save up to build the Mega Turret, actually. I'll go through very quickly here what all of these units are. Looks like he made a bunch of snipers. Sniper Marines, yeah. They're all toast. All right, so let's send all the units here. So one of the things that we did do when we got to Tech 3 is we can actually make the Prophet of Mercy different from the Prophet of Regret. So we have 2 Prophets of Regret and a Prophet of Mercy. From visually, they look identical. I was going to say look similar, but they look identical to me. There's also the Revenant, which I think is a vehicle that is sorely missed out on in Halo. The Spectre also, I think, is another one, too. So it's really cool to see the Revenant kind of make a return here in Halo Wars. And then there's also the Heavy Wraith. There's not a whole lot of description of these 2 vehicles, but I gotta say, this armor coating looks so cool. Look at that. It's kind of amazing on how modders in Halo Wars are able to do something like that. I'm really impressed by that. There's also the Shadow here. There's no description, by the way. You build it where the Locust apparently used to be. It also has the Locust Overdrive ability here, as well as this Heretic Shadow upgrade too. I think, and there's no description for the vehicle, so I think what might be happening here is this part may be unfinished. I'm not sure. But that's just kind of my impression. We also did build a sniper tower here where infantry can garrison as part of your base. Now, I do have a turret slot. I'm going to build a mega turret. And this is kind of taking the Halo Wars 2 approach, because in Halo Wars 1, there is a map where you can control the mega turret, and it looks pretty much identical to what you see Pavium do in Halo Wars 2. It's just move from the map onto the base. I think what this is doing is kind of retroactively doing that. It's putting the mega turret back on the base like you would expect in Halo Wars 2. So that's building. And where we see the most variety here in the mod, at least from what I can see, is right here on the aircraft side. This all looks normal. Vampire, Banshee, and Engineer with their upgrades. However, there's a page 2. You can make all these drones. So a regular drone, a Needler drone, and a plasma rifle drone. And it looks like all of these upgrades add an additional drone to the unit. So we can research those. And that just kind of takes you back to the first page. It's kind of wonky. They all do this, all the mods. Like if there's another page, you can't actually train something and go to the next page. Like it's kind of like queued up, if you kind of get what I'm saying. So like once all of these finish, then it'll go back to page 1. So like if I back out and kind of go back into it, I'm still on this page. I do like how that approach kind of works. Look at all these things. Oh, they're ugly. Oh, they're ugly. I hate the drones, but it's cool to see them here in Halo Wars. Doesn't make any sense, by the way, that they're not in Halo Wars 2. Like how they kind of fly around. That's actually really cool implementation, how that's been done.
Researched.
Let me be clear. I hate the unit in general, but I love how it's done here in Halo Wars. Which one is which? So this is the plasma rifle one. Let's move him over here. I can kind of briefly see. This is the regular one. And then here's the Needler one. I love that it kind of circles around. It actually kind of circles around quite far there. So that's kind of what's different. You can get upgrade 2. That's health and damage there. And the mega... I guess the mega turret's kind of missing. It looks like it's done. A garrisonable mega turret. Also increases hit points. Now you can fire it here as well. Let's go ahead and queue up the Scarab. Why can I not queue it up? I have the pop, the power, and the finances to do so. Do I need to do it in the main base? No, it doesn't look like it. Is there an upgrade that... Oh, you can make the Prophet of Truth. You can go ahead and make that. I don't see anything here that would allow us to kind of unlock the idea of building the Scarab. Again, I'm not quite sure actually how far implementation-wise the Covenant side is. To my understanding, the focus of this mod has always been the UNSC side with some Covenant things built in. And it's also important to keep in mind, too, that some things that you see in one mod do carry over to others. I know a lot of modders do share, like, designs, units, vehicles, that sort of thing, and they can kind of build upon one another, which I think is really cool. So we'll get the Prophet of Truth built here, and then I want to attack with all of these units and the Mega Turret, and that'll probably wrap up the video. So it looks like the Prophet of Truth is also visually identical to the other prophets, which is quite all right. But so you can have two Prophets of Regret, the Prophet of Mercy and the Prophet of Truth. Let's go ahead and attack with everyone. Again, if you want to see in-depth coverage of the UNSC side of all of these units, of what the UNSC offers, which is a lot more units and variety, really cool stuff on how the super base is built. You can kind of get a glimpse of it here. There is, I'll put a link to that video in the description for you, as well as a link to the mod itself for you to install. I do get a lot of questions on how to install this. It's only on PC. For you console people, you are sadly out of luck there. But it's... Oh, look at that. Oh, let's fire the Mega Turret. Let's fire it just right there. No, I don't think I'll be able to see the Mega Turret fire, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it takes a minute for the Mega Turret to fire. Where's the base? It did fire. I guess I didn't see it. It could be because it's kind of invisible. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, check out the All the Units mod. I do believe most of this is implemented for the UNSC side in campaign as well. So you can kind of use all of these cool units to your advantage in campaign mode. And as well, see my other video regarding all the units for UNSC in 2024. That's going to do it for me. Check out the modding video playlist for all the other mods that I've covered on the channel for Halo Wars 1. And thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you, James.